health meter is located right under your wrestler's name. It shows changes to your health during the match. The momentum meter is located just below the health meter and shows the momentum level. The stun meter appears when you're stunned. This can happen while standing, bent over, in the turnbuckle, against the ropes, or on the ground. To help your wrestler recover, press the block button rapidly. Some icons will pop up as you're playing the game. The purpose of these are to let you know that when certain situations occur during a match, or when you're in certain locations in and around the ring, specific moves are available for you to use. You'll see icons appear as you get close to turnbuckles, the apron, other wrestlers, weapons, and more. These icons will display all of the possible button presses in each of these situations or locations. If you want to play the game without the icons appearing on the screen, you can turn them off in the game options menu. Use the left analog stick to move around the ring and arena. To run, press the run button. To stop running, press the block button. To run in a specific direction, move the left analog stick in the direction you want to run and press the run button. To climb, press the movement action button when you're near something you can climb. For instance, move to the turnbuckle and press the movement action button to climb it. The movement action button is also used to climb in and out of the ring. Press the strike button for weak strikes. Use the left analog stick with the strike button to launch medium and heavy strikes. To do an Irish whip, first move close to your opponent and press the grapple button to get him into a tie-up. Then press the ready attack button to whip him across the ring. To whip your opponent into a specific direction or into a turnbuckle, move the left analog stick in the direction you want him to go and then press the ready attack button. Pressing the square button blocks punches. When you press block at nearly the same time an opponent tries either a ready attack or a tie-up throw, it can result in a counter that reverses the move. To pin a downed wrestler, move your wrestler to his side and press the grapple button. Strikes are great for wearing down a wrestler's health. A heavy strike used at the right time can stun your opponent, allowing you to set him up for a powerful move. For a medium strike, move the left analog stick left or right and press the strike button. For a heavy strike, move the left analog stick up or down and press the strike button. When your opponent is lying on the mat, you can hit him with a ground strike. Each wrestler has 3 different ground strikes. Press the strike button by itself. Move the left analog stick left or right and press the strike button. Or move the left analog stick up or down and press the strike button. The block button is used to block strikes. It doesn't always work though, and you can be stunned while blocking. The likelihood that you will be stunned while blocking your opponent's strike depends on the state of your health and the amount of damage the strike would cause if it wasn't blocked. Weak strikes have a lower chance of stunning you, while strong strikes have an increased chance. Ready attacks, tie-up throws cannot be blocked. Each wrestler has 3 running attacks they can use against a standing opponent. These are performed by first pressing the run button to begin running toward your opponent. Timing is critical for successfully executing a running attack. Wait until you're at a medium distance about 4 steps away from your opponent before launching your attack. Running attacks can also be performed on an opponent who is lying on the mat, against the ropes, or stunned against the turnbuckle. The way you do that is exactly the same as the basic running attack. It's all a matter of timing. You can counter a running attack by pressing either the grapple button or the strike button right after an opponent initiates a running attack. If you're successful, you'll be rewarded with an attack that stops your opponent in his tracks. Be warned though, this type of a counter is difficult to do and requires nearly perfect timing. Sometimes it's best to just evade the oncoming wrestler rather than trying to counter. To evade a running attack, press the block button as your opponent gets near you. The evade move is easy to do, but you won't do any damage to the other wrestler either. Ready attacks always come from the ready state. To use your ready attacks, move the left analog stick up or down, left or right, and press the ready attack button. The type of ready attack your wrestler uses depends on which direction you press the left analog stick and the state of your opponent. There are 4 different states for the standing position. They are front, behind, bent over front, and bent over behind. Ready attacks can also be done when your opponent is lying on the mat. First, move your wrestler to either your opponent's head or his feet, and then use your attack just as you would if he was standing. A 5th ready attack is available from this state by pressing the ready attack button by itself. Some ready attacks can cause additional damage by applying a combo modifier. A modifier is either an additional attack or a pin. For instance, the fireman's carry can end with a spinal tap if you apply a combo modifier to the move. To execute a combo, start your base ready attack move and immediately press either the ready attack button again for an attack combo or the strike button for a pin combo. Experiment with each wrestler to find which moves have combo modifiers. You can counter your opponent's ready attacks, and when you do, he usually takes a lot of damage. To counter, quickly press the block button as your opponent begins his ready attack. Use counters wisely though. Your opponent can counter your counter by quickly pressing his block button as you begin your move. Get close to your opponent and press the grapple button to get into tie-up. Once in tie-up, you can walk your opponent around the ring for a short time. This lets you put him where you want him before applying your move. It's great for getting an opponent near the rope so you can toss him out of the ring, or for setting him up to go through a table. Also, once you have your opponent in tie-up, you can use a tie-up throw. From tie-up, move the left stick up, down, left, or right, and quickly press the grapple button or the strike button to do a tie-up throw. If you want to change the direction your opponent is facing when you have him in tie-up, press the movement action button before applying your move. When you've got your opponent stunned and lying on the mat, you might want to do a tie-up throw. Just press the block button to stand him up, then hit the grapple button to get him into tie-up. From there, just toss him. Tie-up throw counters work just like the ones used for ready attacks. Press the block button just as your opponent launches his move. Remember that your opponent can reverse your counter. When you're in the ring and your opponent is on the apron, you can use the strike button to hit him with punches and kicks, or you can simply hit the grapple button to launch an apron attack. Press the movement action button to climb over the ropes and onto the apron. When you're on the apron, you can punch nearby opponents inside the ring by pressing the strike button, or toss them onto the floor by hitting the grapple button. If your opponent is on the floor outside of the ring, use the strike button to try and kick him, or the grapple button to dive off the apron with an aerial attack. A great time to do an aerial turnbuckle attack is when your opponent is stunned and lying on the mat. Move your wrestler to the turnbuckle nearest a downed opponent and press the movement action button to climb it. When your wrestler reaches the top of the turnbuckle, press either the ready attack button, grapple button, or the strike button to launch one of 3 different high-flying aerial attacks. Momentum is what your wrestler needs for finishers. You can only do these after you've filled up your momentum meter. To do that, you have to land successful attacks on your opponent. Finishers are especially devastating moves that you can use only when you have your opponent in the required position and your momentum meter is full. When this happens, the finisher icon will appear by your wrestler's name to let you know you can use the move. To activate the finisher, flick the right analog stick when you see the icon.